Hello, everyone. Merry Christmas again, and hope everyone is having a great and best time of their life, and also getting all the presents that they wanted for this year as well too. But in this video, honestly, I would like to talk about more Christmas stuff, and one of the Christmas related topics I would like to hit on would be this one of Disney's recent Christmas specials, which would be like Mickey's or Mickey Mouse Christmas special. And honestly, this Mickey Mouse Christmas special, it's very unique and interesting to me. Kind of like how at times I might admittedly I might look at a little bit of social media towards other shows or other mediums that was honestly owned by Disney franchise itself, like for example, DuckTales to anything else, because by the end of the day, even though certain Disney shows and Disney mediums are being revamped and rebooted, it's still the fact of if you take the time to actually look at the background of everything being revamped, they're doing some interesting stuff. But aside from all that, my biggest reason why it Mickey Mouse Christmas special was so interesting to me is the fact of honestly is not only talks about Christmas, but it's also just the fact that honestly, here's the thing. This special is mainly targeted towards honestly the how should I say this, the whimsicalness of Christmas itself, and I guess also homes in as to geography arguably, because by the end of the day, so in the beginning of this special, it's about Donald along with the whole rest of Mickey's gang actually enjoying, the holidays itself. Arguably, yeah, I'm just going to say holidays in this review slash my thoughts, because as I go on to talk about it, I'll explain why I say holidays more than just plain Christmas. So here's the thing. Everything is focused on Donald. Kind of like the same thing with DuckTales is focused on the whole Duck family slash Donald's family and etc. But aside from all that, it's focused on Donald. How is it focused on Donald? Is because of the fact that Donald never per se experienced Christmas in his whole life or his life of duration. At least in this revamped or yeah this revamped animation of Mickey Mouse itself, or Mickey Mouse cartoon, which is I would arguably say the 2018 and 19 era of them revamping stuff. But aside from all of that, it's just yeah, this Donald has never experienced Christmas. So you go deep into it, and honestly, when you get deep into the plot thickens where it's like Daisy and Donald about to get up in Daisy's van and literally about to roll out to the south. I don't know where in the south, but somewhere in the south. It looks like maybe Florida, because you have a whole lot of hotels and stuff. But aside from that, it's just honestly, you roll up in this hotel, and it's just or this resort, and it's just the fact that honestly, you literally have all of Donald's whole family. You had Donald, and then you have Daisy, then you have Scrooge, then you have the professor. I forgot who his name was sadly, but yeah, you had the professor dude, and also you have all the boys, which is Huey, Louie, and Dewey. All three of the boys in one place at Florida or whatever in the South. I'm assuming still Florida, because literally this area is nothing but beaches, and then on top of that is also it also has resorts and hotels up the wazoo. So it's like yeah, and then other ducks from the same town or similar towns is in one place chilling, while everything in the north is all wintry and cold and whatever. So honestly, in this whole Christmas special, it puts in geography, not only like not only like I guess the meaning of Christmas of geography itself, but also it brings up the logical fact of, well, technically birds or fowls, which is what Donald is and what Daisy is, basically ducks, they can't survive in the winter. So that's why they explain in the special that that's why all fowls or ducks and another bird like species, they get up and then just go to the south to enjoy like the hot weather in like this cold, basically in this cold climate. Unfortunately, that's not like what's the word? That's not our luxury this time of year in the north though, sadly in this year, because by the end of the day, this time around, for some strange reason, everything is mild now. But that's aside from the point. Honestly, in this special, they bring up the whole geography itself, whether it be the lesson, the moral of the lesson, and also the logic as well too. But aside from all of that, as the plot goes on, Donald is riding with Daisy, about to go to the south, and then next, Donald like gets literally jumps out of Daisy's car somehow by hitching like himself on this big Santa billboard that's like animatronic. And now, why I say it's animatronic, it's not like no like what's the word? It's not a traditional animatronic like you going to Chuck E. Cheese, but it's an animatronic where it's like it's a big billboard and literally the only thing that it does is there's his arm that waves up and down. So he rides on the arm and then it's like he gets launches back to town and it's like wow. So you going back to town and he's just chilling in like town for Christmas itself. So as the plot goes on, Donald gets flown back to town and he chooses to like basically stay with Mickey, Goofy, and Minnie in like their house by celebrating Christmas itself and just trying to, fill the atmosphere with Christmas. And honestly, things go well the first time around when he stays, but as time goes by and slowly creeping towards Christmas itself, Donald is nothing but a wreck. His feathers molt like I don't know what. And then on top of that, it's just his bill like came off. And also he has red eyes, he has bad coughing, and then on top of that, there's this one joke where Mickey was saying, "Let a snowflake touch your tongue," and all you could hear in this like special sound effect is like this good ting, and it's like a music note, like an angelic music note, be like ting ting for like Mickey and Goofy. But then when it hits Donald's tongue, it went like bang, and then it's just rip up all of Donald's tongue. Like basically, Donald's tongue just went frozen, ice cold, and then it just broke off into pieces on the ground. I'm like, dang, fam, that tells you that he could not like survive in cold weather. Which again, it shows that this special is pointing out the like logic of geography itself more as to Donald can't survive in cold climate and cold weather because he's a fowl slash bird. But aside from all that, honestly, time goes on. Donald basically is having fun for most of the time, but then, ooh, when it was Christmas Eve, that's when the plot hits the head, and then everybody was like, "We gotta take Donald back to the South because by the end of the day, he can't survive out here in the cold." And literally, this man, all of his feathers molted. He was nothing but naked. It looked like he was about to be like Christmas dinner or Christmas duck or whatever, and has red eyes and everything, looking like he's sick. But then at the same time, he not only looked terribly sick, it's just, whew, there were some moments where he was so ill and looked so terrible that it reminds you of like what you see from social media art and whatever, and what people do by making like creative art and whatever, but only in creepy pastas or something like that. Not 100%, but just a little bit. I would like to say maybe Tim Burton level, a little bit of Tim Burton level, but a little bit on a creepy side to some small degree. But let's all face it, sometimes Disney do have like their small creepy moments from time to time. But aside from all that, let's get deeper into it. So honestly, plot hits ahead. Everybody wants to take Donald to the south so he can like feel better and just be in better climate than in the cold climate because he can't survive it. And then basically Santa comes out of nowhere down the chimney at Mickey and Minnie's and Goofy's house. Mickey like took Santa's like whole sleigh because he's like, well, it's a sleigh and it can fly, so it's the fastest transportation. But then he's like, how to make the sleigh go faster? He made the sleigh faster somehow. And long story short, they got Donald to the south slash Florida. And honestly, they first was worried, but then yeah, he made it and he survived. And honestly, long story short, even though Santa was pissed that his whole slate was like dismantled because when Mickey pulled up to the south, it was an accidental crash up against like whatever like hotel or I don't yeah, basically this hotel or whatever place. He accidentally crashed it and it was whole dismantled. And I'm like, hmm. So Santa got pissed. Mickey explained that he needed it for, getting Donald to the south so he can survive. And basically Santa honestly understood the whole situation because they also explained the fact that Donald wanted to try to stay around the north so he can experience all Christmas itself. Santa explains that honestly, it basically it has nothing. Christmas has nothing to do with like where you are when where like basically how you like celebrate it, but it's more or less just the people that you're around and how you celebrate Christmas itself and what y'all do on Christmas Day. That's what makes or breaks it. It does not have to do with geography itself, whether you be in the north or whether you be in the south. It just has to do with the family or people that you're with, along with how you celebrate the day itself. So honestly, that's where the lesson comes in on the moral of the whole Christmas like special, where it's like, yeah, it's nice to be in the North and always do the stereotypical nice things where you have snow and a white Christmas. But then at the same time, it does not have to, geography does have nothing to do with having a fulfilled nice Christmas. It has to more or less deal with how like basically spend your time on Christmas Day itself. So that's honestly why I say I guess why I said the statements like holiday versus Christmas altogether because honestly, even though it's not arguably traditional, it's still the fact of well, it's still Christmas Day. You can do honestly wherever you want. It's just how you do and how you spend it and whatever. But yeah, thanks for watching. Whoever watched this video, please leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe as well. And also, again, Merry Christmas and hope everything going well on your holidays. Thank you and bye.